Good morning, everybody. It's Meg or Elizabeth Story. How are y'all doing today? I'm doing good. It's a brand new day, so that's awesome. My daughter is at the beach for a week, and my dad is actually gone, and my husband is gone. I have the whole house to myself, which is a miraculous event in and of itself. So I'm excited about that. So hopefully I'll get a couple of videos I've been wanting to do done today. Anyway, today's video is going to be a video response to Emberhoneyraven's tag. She's got 7 questions that are really cool. It's going around YouTube. You've probably seen it. I love Emberhoneyraven. She has super cool energy. She's just she seems like a wonderful, wonderful gal, to someone who's very, if you haven't seen her, she's just full of life, and she seems very sincere, just like a very warm person that you would like to get to know. Or that's the vibe I get from her through YouTube. But anyway, so I'm going to jump right in. The first question is biggest disaster spell-wise. Probably, I don't really have a disaster spell-wise, but I have numerous disasters where I tried to make an herbal oil and I didn't have the herbs tucked all the way down beneath the oil, and it mildewed or molded. Same thing with drying herbs and flowers. I thought they were dry, and I put them in a jar and they molded. And then last winter, I tried to make some snake juice with it was for a cough and cold. It's supposed to have several different ingredients. And, I followed the recipe, or so I thought. And, it was done, and I had it bottled. And then I got sick. And I was like, oh, yay, I have the snake juice I can take for my cough and, cold or whatever. I took one sip of that snake juice, and I threw up. It was rancid. I don't know what I did wrong, but it was terrible. And I was like, oh gosh, I'm a terrible witch. What did I do? There are plenty of times I've had disasters like that where I was like, that's it, I'm throwing in the towel with herbs. But I think when you first get started, those kind of happen. Those happen along the way, those sort of events. But question number 2, something you wish someone had told you when you first started out. Let's see. I wish that someone would have told me that, and I think someone else had this answer too, but I totally agree with it, that, or maybe it was Emberhoneyraven herself, that there's not a wrong way, that you don't have to worry about so much all the rules of witchcraft, and don't be afraid to make mistakes and not to take it so seriously. I mean, you want to take your craft seriously, don't get me wrong. But I mean, don't be so worried about what other people think of how you're doing your magic. And, and trying to impress other older witches and people in the pagan community and everything. Because there can be, like with any, religion, I don't really want to call it a religion, but with any, even like in Christianity and churches, you have people who are not nice. And in the pagan community, you have people who are not nice. And when you first start out, if you kind of make your way into your pagan local community, at least it's been my experience that, there are some not so nice people out there who will make you feel about this tall about what you're doing, and it can really sorry, that's my clock, can run the risk of squashing your enthusiasm for your craft and your magic. So if you're new, this is just my advice. You don't have to take it. Don't do that. Follow your own heart. I mean, certainly read and research and learn, but you do what feels good to you. Don't listen to me or anybody else. Okay. Question number 3. What is your biggest pet peeve? My biggest pet peeve is the term fluffy bunny. That drives me nuts. I mean, and what even drives me more nuts than the term fluffy bunny is people who call other people fluffy bunnies. because it's just not nice. And I don't like not nice people. I don't like mean people. I think I think how other people are doing their magic is their business, or whether they're light or dark or somewhere in between, or that's their business, and you shouldn't be judging other people. And that's how I feel about that. Okay, so number 4, when did you first know that you were a witch? I think I first got the first inkling that I was a witch, other than like in childhood, and I would do certain things outside in nature that were super witchy. I was in high school in English class, and we were reading the something about the Salem witch trials, and oh my gosh, I got goosebumps all over me. And I read the material like 2 or 3 times, and I knew, I was like, okay, something, something was definitely up. It was like a message from the universe to pay attention. That it definitely hit home with me. The atrocity that happened with the Salem witch trials, the murders there. So, and that after I read that, I started doing a little reading, and I dabbled back and forth, picked it up and put it down for many years. And I think I've said before, I've only been really seriously, continually learning and studying and dedicating myself to the craft for about 4 years now, but lots and off and on time in between. Number 5, what is best witchy book ever read? I love The Witch of Portobello by Paulo Coelho. I probably didn't pronounce that right, but if you go to Amazon or whatever and type in The Witch of Portobello, you'll see it. I absolutely love that book. It's just full of magic. It's fiction, but it is a great book. Best witchy movie or TV show? I have recently started watching The Witches of, what is it, Eastwick? Um, I'm pretty much, I really like that show. Other than that, witchy movie, probably Practical Magic. I love Practical Magic. I got married to one of the instrumental songs on the Practical Magic CD. I love it so much. Okay. Number 7, have you ever doubted your craft, and what did you do about it? Oh, yes, I've doubted my craft many times, and I still do sometimes. And I don't think it's so much that I'm doubting my craft, maybe, but I'm doubting myself. And I tend to, I have issues with depression, as I know a lot of people here on YouTube do. Um, and when I get really down, sometimes I get down on myself and down on my magic, and I start questioning everything. But I usually just kind of let the cycle run its course, and I, watch my thinking. When you get depressed, you have a lot of sort of cognitive errors going on, and I just kind of pull myself out of that gradually, and it, usually just run its course on its own. But this was a fun tag. Thank you, Ember. Um, if you want to do this tag and you haven't done this tag you're it. So please do it. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone else's answers to the 7 questions. All right, blessed be everyone.